Um, they're multiple. But one of the things I think that's interesting is that if you worked for a company that was not in real estate, it'd be pretty hard for you to walk into the office and see someone that you didn't know and walk right past them. Yes? You'd stop and introduce yourself, or they would have been introduced, right? Can you look around and see if you recognize, if you see somebody you don't know? Right? You don't know? I want us to take, hey, we're gonna take 2 minutes at the most, 2 minutes at the most, and I want you to introduce yourself to someone that you don't know that's in the office. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, out. Somebody want to
Met lots.
I don't always remember names.
Yeah, yes, that's good. Good. That was good. Is anyone here good with faces but not good with names?
Yes.
Okay. How about good with names but not good with faces? Okay.
If people change their clothes, I forget who they are.
Whoa.
I am blue shirt.
That's good. I enjoy doing that because I thought about it that we come to work every day, and especially on Tuesday, there's always people here that, hey, big guy, what's up, champ? You do all these things. Hey, how you doing, love? Right? Hey, right? We do all these things because we don't know their name. And I think sometimes it's okay just to go, tell me your name again. Right? So that we can get introduced and familiar people. So welcome. Our illustrious leader is in Austin. Does everybody know Austin's like the hub of Keller Williams? That's where everything kind of takes place. And it is the capital of Texas. So Hallie and Minnie are away doing some training there, and so I have the privilege of walking through the presentation this morning. So thank you for that. Some May birthdays up there. Round of applause for those. Good. It's a lot in May, right? So go back 9 months. See what's
Weather.
exactly right. You guys share that, would you say? A lot in May. Happy birthday to the May babies. And then our top producers for April, we have Penny McCann, we have Rotas Group, Richard, we have Rodi, Allison Van Witt, Larry, Ron, the Dunn team, Kelly Lopes, the David Green team, Kendra, and for commercial, we have the SoCal Warehouse Group, Doug Shea, and then our rising star. Where's my man James? James, hey. Round of applause for everybody. It's doing a search with someone yesterday. Who was it? It was Madeline, I think. And we were searching in Costa Mesa to do some comps for a potential seller. And there is very little, if any, inventory. Right? Has anyone, Dinos, have you seen a time where, Alex, have you seen a time where the inventory has been so low?
Personally, now,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it picked up in my farm.
In Naples?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I was just talking to somebody about this morning. I do a little research to see who the competition is. And they're all out of the area, which leads me to believe that they're buying an up lake someplace and they're using, the agent from those areas, usually Newport Beach, Dana Point, like those areas out there.
Okay,
A lot of people from my farm seem to be moving up.
moving in that direction?
And those agents are taking these listings.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that where they retired?
No, the Naples agents.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a turnover happening there for sure. Spencer Schneider and Keith Muirhead and the whole group, there's this turnover going on. I was talking to the script and role play class this morning about pursuing the needs of our buyer, right? So we meet a buyer prospect, we go through the script and we go through the presentation, we find out their needs, and then we turn to what device or what system to try to find a home for them. What do we got? We go to the MLS, right? And we go to the MLS, and then there's nothing there, and then the next day we do what? We go back to the MLS, right? And then the next day we go back to the MLS, waiting for another agent to take a listing and then put it in the MLS. By definition, if you're going to the MLS looking for a property for your buyer, that means you're waiting for another agent to take a listing that fits your buyer's needs, yes? Right. So go to the MLS, but then we have to pivot directly to where the sellers are, yeah? Right? The inventory is just, and I don't think there's nothing on the horizon. I remember we were having this conversation in Q1 or Q4 of last year, and we were thinking, hey, election year, the infamous they, are going to lower rates. Have they lowered rates yet? No. They haven't lowered. Mike, have they lowered? No, they haven't lowered rates yet. Probably no time soon is that going to happen where it's going to impact us. So that means that the people with 2.5%, 3% interest rates are probably going to not anytime soon, right? So we have to dig in and find the people who are going to do that, which is why the Stearns, Klein, Gordy group are, I just added that to me.
Yeah.
Are here. They're doing a class at 1:30 this afternoon. I gotta remember these things, but they're doing a class at 1:30 this afternoon on prospecting to baby boomers, right? Baby boomers. Is that us? Right? Prospecting to baby boomers. So stay tuned to that, because I think really our fiduciary duty, I think, requires us to go directly and try to find a seller for our client directly to try to do that. So congratulations to the top producers. April closings: Brandy, Anne Marie, Raquel, Elizabeth, Pat, Larry, Janet, Jasmine, Ron, Kelly, Michelle, Kendra, Cindy, Camille, Trudy, Julia King, John, Tim, Penny McCann again, Mandy, Keith, right? And then on the teams, the Dunn Group, Kachbar Real Estate Team, Emil Team, the Minusian Group, Shannon Jones Team, Allison Van Wyck, the Green Team, Big Town Estates, Ace and Estates, Heidi and Leslie Team, Vertos Group, SoCal Warehouse, David Green Team. Round of applause for everybody. We are in that time frame. Some things change and some things don't. And one of the things that doesn't change is that after April, taxes, and before September, when school starts, most of the activity takes place. Right? Historically. Right? After taxes and before September, when school starts, most of the activity takes place. Now is our time. It's getting brighter earlier and staying more sunlight longer. Right? It's our time. We really have to go out and make it happen. So let's do bucket fills. Who has something that they want to share? Somebody that did something special in their life? Somebody that they want to acknowledge? Anybody? Anybody? I said Richard Cherning, trying to find somebody, and he can go, right? I will go. Oh, no, Alice, yes.
Alex will do anything for anyone, anytime you give him a fire. He is amazing. That is what's.
Excellent. Round of applause for Alex. Do you know Keller Williams has, hey, what's up?
I didn't see my name.
Keller Williams is unique in the real estate brokerage world in that we have our own language. You guys have been around enough to recognize that we have a lot of acronyms and things that we do that are unique to us, and I think that's a very cool thing. One of the things is the titles that we give for the people that are in the leadership and support staff. What's your title?
Agent concierge.
Agent concierge. I don't know that title that exists anywhere else, right? So I want to give a shout out to two people, our agent concierge and our director of first impression, or what? Director of first impression. You know who that is? That's a very happy person at the front desk that greets us every day. Right? Round of applause for Summer and God. We come into work, we have our issues, our escrows are ebbing and flowing, our buyers we love. We have our deals, and to have the support of just the entire team, I think is one, it's heartwarming to me, and two, it's reassuring, right? Because we need that support, amen? Right? We all do, and they're there to support us. So thank you for that. Without further ado, I'd like to bring up our guest this morning or this afternoon sponsor and have him talk about his services. Dr. Sharmani is a board certified orthopedic surgeon, shoulder elbow trauma surgery, Memorial Orthopedic Surgical Group. My son actually went there, he dislocated his shoulder some years ago. I love the fact that nothing against people not in the Long Beach area, but when their business is in Long Beach, I love that part. So let's bring up Dr. Sharmani and welcome today.
Thank you for hearing you guys. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me today. I did my residency in Toronto, Canada, and orthopedics, and then I did my fellowship in the Mayo Clinic, Rochester, and specialized in shoulder, elbow, and trauma. After that, I want to do a bit more, and they said the only option is either right or left shoulder, so I chose the right shoulder. Anyway, I want to do more. Actually, I had more slides. It's more informative, but they said I have to cut everything back to 7 slides, and eventually it basically ended up being very, very short. So anyway, so the shoulder pain is very, very common. As you can see here in primary setting, in the primary care setting, actually, you can see about 60%, 16% of the time people come with a shoulder complaint. It's a very, very common issue. And I can tell you, during your lifetime, the chance of having shoulder pain is about 70%. That's a bad news. So, and out of that 70%, 70% of them are rotator cuff injuries. So it's a very, very common problem. So why is that? Because shoulder actually gives you the highest range of motion in the body. There's no joint in the body that gives you this much range of motion. And basically it's has a very heavy load that goes through the shoulder. That puts the shoulder at risk for lots of injuries. And you can see here, the range of motion of the shoulder is a very, very complex joint. It's more complex than probably shoulder and elbow. There are two most complex joints in the body. And that's why the injury is very, very common. So as you can see, the socket is a very small piece of bone, and the shoulder bone is a huge bone, and the body actually is supposed to keep them stable on top of like a golf tee on the golf ball on a tee. So it's a very, very difficult problem for the body to do that. When that way, the shoulder injury is very common. So if we divide the shoulder injury, we can go back to, I don't know, which one is the pointer here?
This is forward and backwards.
No, the pointer, you have a
Oh,
pointer.
the point. But it doesn't really look on the screen.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so to make it simple, actually, you can have damage that is inside the shoulder joint, and the damage is outside of the shoulder joint. Okay, so the damage inside the shoulder joint, you can have damage to the cartilage, for example. You get arthritis there. You get some other issue there called avascular necrosis. You can have infection. You can have cancer there. You can have the ligament around the shoulder actually get damaged. You can have a rotator cuff tendon damage. So rotator cuff tendon, there are 4 tendons around the shoulder. They call rotator cuff. There's one at the front of the shoulder, one at the top, and 2 at the back of the shoulder. And that's the most common problem everybody will see during the lifetime. Actually, it's very common, as I said, about 70% of the time. Okay. So the other problem, adhesive capsulated frozen shoulder, you have heard about that. Basically, what happens is your shoulder gets stiff all of a sudden. It's more common in female, people with diabetes, if they get a heart attack, any kind of injury or any kind of operation on the left on the around the shoulder area can trigger that problem. So there's another problem. So shoulder pain versus neck pain. Neck pain can be referred to the shoulder. Shoulder pain can be referred to the neck. And sometimes it's very difficult, challenging for orthopedic surgeons to see what's happening because a lot of us can come back to the office with a combined problem. You have a neck issue, you have arthritic neck, you have shoulder issue, you get the MRI from both of them and you see some issue there. And then it's kind of difficult to see which one is causing the problem because at the end of the day, you're going to need the operation. And then if you end up with the wrong operation, unfortunately, you're not going to get pain relief. So you have a shoulder problem, the shoulder causing neck pain. If you have a neck surgery, it's a big risk. And then after that, you can see that your shoulder pain is not gone. So there's some way actually to differentiate this one. We do selective injection and other stuff that can help to diagnose and pinpoint which one causing it. Because as we get older, there's wear and tear in the whole body. If you get an MRI of your whole body, you're going to probably see like 200 different findings in the report from the radiologist. That's a very common thing. And you cannot have an operation for all of them because most of them you do not need any treatment even for that. Forget the surgery. So that's why it's very important to correlate your clinical finding with the MRI and the imaging finding. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the wrong operation or unnecessary operation. Okay, so I gave you the bad news about rotator cuff and shoulder pain, 70%. That's the bad news. The good news is there's a solution for it. There's a treatment for it. So that's one is a rotator cuff tear. We do arthroscopic procedure. We fix the tendon with the suture anchor, and patient do very well. Actually, the success for this one is very, very high. So you have shoulder arthritis. There's shoulder replacement. That's reverse shoulder arthroplasty. This is anatomic. It has gone through a big, basically evolution. Shoulder arthroplasty used to be a huge, basically piece of metal that's like half a pound or close to a pound weight of metal. But right now you can see we have the stemless. We have very, very short micro stem for reverse. This is a patient with a fracture case that we fix. So, and then elbow. So again, sorry, it's short because they asked me to keep it short. So elbow pain. So you can have tendon around the elbow. It's a very, very common thing. Tennis elbow, you have heard of that. Golfer's elbow, very, very common. You don't need to be a tennis player to get the tennis elbow. It's basically overuse syndrome. Damage to tendon causes annoying pain. It doesn't cause any damage or any long-term problem, but it just causes pain that can be very annoying. So you can get ligament damage that causes instability. If you miss that one, it can cause elbow damage if you don't treat it properly. So you can have a nerve injury. You can get basically tickling and numbness in your arm due to the nerve compression at the elbow. You can have joint problem. Right now is much, much less than before. There is a good treatment for rheumatoid arthritis. That's why we see less arthritic joint in the elbow. You can have a fracture, very, very common as we get older. That gets easier to break the bone. And you can get bursitis, very, very common problem. I see in the office, people come with a big, actually, bulge on the back part of the elbow, and they're annoyed by that. They don't like the look of it, and sometimes it bothers them. So, frequently asked question, I just try to put it there because probably this is going to be your question as well. Am I too old for surgery? It's never too old. The good thing about orthopedics as well is about quality of life. Okay, we are not there to give you a triple bypass or stent to basically save you from dying or something. It's just about the quality of life. So make your life more enjoyable so you can go back to the activity you like, running, sports, or whatever. Pain-free, better range of motion. So it's never too old. You're never too old for the surgery. Have I done this operation? I did replace the shoulder in a lady who was like 96 years old and she's happy. So it's never too old for having a good life. Okay, how long can I wait? Depends. Okay, some of the injury you shouldn't wait at all because it causes a big problem because you get to the point that that problem cannot be fixed anymore. You're going to end up, for example, with big retracted rotator cuff tear, if you wait for another year, you won't have rotator cuff repair anymore. You have to have shoulder replacement. So again, the best thing is consult with your doctor. Otherwise, you can end up with a big problem if you wait too long. So what can I do for pain? Tylenol and ibuprofen, any kind of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medication. Do not start narcotics because that's going to be a big trap. You're going to end up with bigger problem. Is surgery very painful? Depends. Some of the surgeries are very painful. I'm not lying to you, it's surgery. And some of them are not too bad. Again, depends on the type of the surgery. Can I have both shoulders done? This is very common actually, because a lot of people, they go for bilateral knee and hip replacement. They come for bilateral shoulder surgery. That's impossible. So after bilateral shoulder surgery, you're going to be in a sling. And both arms are going to be tight like this. So unless you have an angel looking after you. Okay, so this is very common. My friend came and had this operation and he is miserable, or he is this. He did 2 weeks of this. You know, everybody is different. Even with rotator cuff tear, every rehab is different. From one tear from other tear is very, very different. Subscap tear is going to be different from supraspinatus tear repair. So it's all over. So it's not like you can come and say, hey, my friend had a rotator cuff repair and right now he's doing this. Why I should do that? So it's very different. Do I need help after the surgery? For the first few days, of course, you're going to need help. Sometimes people need lower extremity surgery and they come and say, hey, should I do lower extremity surgery or upper extremity surgery? The answer is most of the time it's better to do upper extremity surgery, unless the recovery from lower extremity surgery is kind of easy. A lot of time after knee replacement, hip replacement, you need to start walking with a cane, walker, or crutches or something. And that's going to make it hard for you if you have a problem with the shoulder. That's why it's better to take care of the shoulder before you take care of the lower extremity. Okay, can I have my vaccine before the operation? Yes, that's another problem. So there is a problem with the vaccine, the paper coming more and more. I don't know if I have a few more minutes or so. One of the problem is a lot of people coming, not a lot, it's not very common, sorry, not a lot. So it's not very common, but once in a while, actually, people have the vaccine, they come back with the shoulder problem, and eventually they may end up with the operation. If the vaccine is injected too deep under the deltoid, there's a tissue there called bursa. Inject inside that one, it creates lots of inflammation, and people end up with the shoulder pain from vaccination. As long as the vaccine is done properly, it doesn't cause any problem. You can have it before the operation. Okay, so there is another basically treatment called PRP. Probably a lot of you guys have heard of that. PRP is when they take your blood, we spin that one, and the part of the blood that has more growth factor or platelet, we inject in different parts of the body for healing purposes. There are tons of paper on that one. There are lots of paper shows that it helps. There are situations that it helps. There are situations it doesn't help, and it's just going to be waste of your money. So it's not for everybody. Okay, this is a hot topic these days, the stem cell. Everybody comes and asks, hey, can I have a stem cell? They ask a stem cell for everything. So the bottom line is, this is a false advertisement. If somebody asks you that they want to give you a stem cell and cure you, just walk away. Up to today, at this point, there is no commercially available stem cell that works, okay? They charge between $5,000 to $10,000. It's waste of your money. It doesn't work. If you don't believe me, I can give you the paper. You can read it yourself. This is all advertisers giving. Actually, it's an easy money. They charge you between $5,000 to $7,000. Insurance doesn't pay it. Cash money. It's great. I don't do it. None of my partners are doing it because it's wrong. Up to this point, the concentration of the stem cell in the commercially available stem cell product is so low, it does not work. In 5, 10 years, 20 years, maybe right now, it doesn't work. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attention. Any questions? Richard.
Are you gonna be around?
No, I can be wrong. Anything else? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. So one of the beauties of what we do is that, and I say this as I start my 29th year or 30th year, I forget, in the business, is that we don't age out. Right? You can sell houses if you're 30 and you can sell houses if you're 70. And I'm pretty sure when I get to 70, I'm gonna want to sell houses until I'm 80. What I have to do if I'm gonna do that is protect this. It's the only body I have. Deepak Chopra says, if you don't live in your body, where you gonna live? Right? If you don't live in your body, where you gonna live? And so our joints, our knees, all that stuff is vital. So excellent presentation. Thank you. And again, Long Beach-based business. I love that. Let's bring up our next speaker with Show It Solutions, Mahogany Roads. Let's welcome our
Boss says, take a picture of me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'll do a little bit to introduce myself. Hello, hello, Coastal Properties, hello. Okay, because I like that I see so many people here and also online, because this reminds me of my very first market center. I'm a member of Keller Williams First Atlanta in Atlanta. Last month, made 21 years with the company. Locally, I'm with KW Beverly Hills, and I've been with team leader, coach, all those different things. But what I'm here to talk to you about today is a thing called Show It Solutions. And a couple of things from the beginning, so you're not listening past me. Number one, what I'm about to discuss doesn't cost a dime. It's free 99. As a coach, that's my favorite. Okay, so you can hear everything I want to say. And the other thing is, I love when I come in a little early. Thank you, darling. A little earlier, because I can see how the office is performing. When I see that there are listings and there are closings that we're celebrating, that lets me know a couple of things. We have a group of folks that are having tremendous business, regardless of what the pundits say on CNN, that the market is so bad, you guys are kind of saying, no, we're doing business, right? And then we have another group that is actually probably working on building their business, but they can offer leverage to the people who are actually doing business. And that's what Show It Solution is. It was actually founded, some of the stuff on slides, I'm just gonna do it my way. So it was developed by actually longtime 20+ year agents who are part of Keller Williams. It's not KW specific, but part of Keller Williams in Atlanta, Georgia. And I thought I was the oldest in business here with 21 years, but I see that he has almost 30 years. But we've been in business long enough. Who remembers 08, 09, 2000, 2010? So you remember how the market was nuts, right? It was either some people had the best year of their lives, and some of the rest of us was trying to figure out how to eat and survive. And at that time, the hustle was doing BPOs, broker price opinions, essentially CMA for the bank, right? It's like, but not like that time, right? The market is contracted. There's less showing and less opportunities for business or less inventory, but you're still having to service folks, right? And if you don't have the inventory yet, you still have to be able to function and survive. And you'd rather work in this business than maybe have to take a part-time job that restricts your ability to do business. Yes or yes? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is app-based. Essentially, here's what we know. If you are, getting the inventory, after you take this class at 1:30 and learn how to prospect to baby boomers, yes, and that's unique about Los Angeles, so I hope everyone's going to stay for that. Your time is finite, sorry. If you have 10 listings, can you show up for the appraiser every time? Maybe, maybe not. Can you open the door for an unrepresented buyer? Maybe, maybe not. Can you do all the open houses? No, you can't. So you can only do so much as one person, but maybe you're not ready to hire and be responsible for a salary on a regular basis. You actually have to make sure that if you have someone step in for you, because as it was mentioned earlier, Keller Williams is very unique. This is the first company that we actually, one success is the other success. And so we know we can say in our office, hey, I need someone to hold this open for me. I need someone to open this door or meet the seller for me or meet my client, and know that they're not going to try to do anything to mess up your business, right? That's what we do. But still, as you own your own particular business brand and relationships with your client, you want to make sure the person that you trust to maybe step in and help you leverage the situation actually is the right agent for that. That's a good problem to have though. That means you have a lot of business. Now, on the other side, you, let me step to this. This is, how many people have been with Keller Williams at least 3 to 5 years? Look, everybody else less than 3 years? Everybody new? Okay, but you know what? I see all these bold signs around here. I know you're taking the courses like about your value proposition and what our mission statement is in the company. So you'll understand this, that when we have a mission statement, right, elevating the real estate agent's success and lifestyle with a comprehensive leverage and time-saving tool, we are in alignment as a company with the way Keller Williams does business. And here with Short Solutions, it is confidence on that you can service your clients to the highest level, or the person that's helping you service your clients is going to be a great agent like you. It's about control. If you're a person that needs to hire some help and leverage, you're choosing who it is that you hire. And then convenience. It's all on the app, on the phone. Did I mention it was free 99? You guys remember that? You still with me? Okay, I'm a little loud in the South. We're very loud. Okay. I'm not gonna go all over this picture. What I will say is, who in here knows about Uber Eats or ordering an Uber? You know how that works, right? You get on there, I need it right now. And what else is unique about Uber Eats that I didn't realize till one day I was so hungry, my stomach was touching my back, that they tell you, so-and-so, Ralph has picked up your food. Ralph is 1 mile away. Now Mahogany's on the corner waiting for Ralph. He's not even pulled up yet. Believe it or not, we have the same technology on this app. And so as an agent, when you hire someone to cover something, you actually, that's that control and confidence. You actually can monitor what's happening. Don't worry, we're not checking anything else on your phone. But again, it just shows how far ahead from technology we are. And it's what, free 99. Remember that, to sign up. Now, here's where there is a cost. If you are the one hiring an agent to work for you, of course you're going to pay that agent. How do you do it now? If someone has an open house, they need someone to sit it. How do you guys do that now? How do you do it? Are you on your Facebook group? Are you emailing? Are you
All of that.
all of that stuff, right? Which works, except how many agents in this office total?
285 or so.
That's a pretty darn good number. But guess what? We know the algorithms, let's say it's the Facebook group. We know the algorithms are such, you post it, maybe 10 people will see. Maybe. That's just what it is. If you email, I hope that you're, doing your work so you're not checking your emails all day, every day. A few people may see it. This gives an opportunity, again, for those who are signed up as agents that are willing to work and those who are looking to hire. And at any time, you could be either or. This is a system that helps bring it right at the palm of your hand. And by the way, I've already been to Palos Verdes and South Bay, so Mindy loves us. I'm not going to say y'all the last. You're the best. I love this slide. Okay, so any of these things right now, someone can be hired for, or you can hire someone for. I'll stay back afterwards if you have specific information. I think when I say that it is Uber kind of based, that kind of tells what it is, right? Here's the thing that I know, because I know we gotta get to go. Got a lot of information. The last time the market felt tough as agents. Now I'm gonna talk to you as an agent that lived through that, didn't know what I was gonna do, but also as a coach. The last thing we want to see people do who have worked hard to be in this business is not be able to do this business. The reality is, if you're not closing and you're worried about how you're going to take care of your day-to-day stuff, isn't it better to make money working in the industry that you want to be full-time and successful in, right? And as leadership in these offices, we'd rather see our agents. We can't tell you not to work a part-time job or not to make a little money, but to do the things and get better at it, because that's how you get better and proficient, by being consistent in it, right? So for those who would hire, again, there's a list of payments, what it is that you'll pay an agent for the time, and you pay that within a couple of days. And agents who are doing the job, the first time you get paid in 2 days, the next time you get paid within the day. So it's easy, breezy, all through the app. Did I forget anything else that you might want to know? Okay, here's a scanner. It's free to sign up. make me look good to the people, just sign up and we're gonna have more information. And I'm gonna hang out because I kind of dig the vibe. And I actually worked, the doctor left, I wanted to tell him that I was gonna skip out on my therapy session for my shoulder today. I am not. I'm gonna go. So thank you for your
Thank you
time.
very much. Thank you. That skips like that automatically. You know, the marketplace is as challenged as it's ever been. But you know what is an absolute is that people are going to buy and sell houses. And it's just a matter of whether or not we can get our 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 deals per month that we need to do our business. Yes, there's enough. We're not in Idaho. There is plenty of opportunity. We have to go find ours, regardless of what happens. So closings for the month. Where's Penny? She was here earlier. Penny times 3, Emil team, Shahar team, Shahar done, Kelly Lopes, Lauren, Heidi and Leslie, Van Wig times 2, Van Wig and Tim, Keith Koss, can't pronounce that name, Janet Darrow, Tim, Emma Rake times 2 in the Manugian group. Round of applause for everybody. Excellent, excellent work. Who knows what profit share is? By the way, this is the first Keller Williams. Let me do this first. Round of applause, 15 million. Hallie always does this drum roll up to that. And I realized I missed that. This was the first Keller Williams in this market area. A guy named Michael Simpson owned it. 99, 2000, something like that. And one of the big things that Keller Williams was about that was new was the profit share, where 49 or 50% of the profit that the market's going to earn was going to go back to the agents in terms of profit share. And I think somewhere along the way, we lost our enthusiasm for that. There's other companies that came in that try to do their version of it. Some different, some similar, but I think we lost our enthusiasm for that. That profit approach, profit share approach, allowed us as agents to go and really evangelize Keller Williams to other agents in the marketplace. Have you heard the script where you knock on the door and you say, "This is a great time to pick your neighbor"? Right? We say to the consumer, "Hey, pick your neighbor. You know, who do you know that wants to move next door?" Well, hey, pick your colleague. Pick your colleague. So Janet's doing that today. She brought in Hillary Bell this morning. Let's give Hillary a round of applause. Hillary's coming in to observe us. When I first got into business, bringing agents to the sales meeting to introduce them to the company was a very common thing. So just know when you come to the meetings on Tuesday, you never know who's watching. We want to be on the best behavior. So welcome, Hillary. Welcome. New listings. Let's talk about new listings. Drake. By the way, did you guys see Drake on Facebook doing Sarah's wedding? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that was wonderful. Drake has a new listing in Lisa Viejo. That's actually where he lives. So 1.4 million. I love looking at price per square foot. Right, it's a nice way to price profit. $841 per square foot. Allison Van Wig in 90815. $1,050,000. Richard Chong, where's Richard? He was here a second ago. I think he had this beauty on open house over the weekend. That's gorgeous. Las Feliz area, I believe. 2.7 million. $920 a square foot. Kabasha team on Lambert. Where's that? La Habra, right? Yeah, it's a condo or townhouse or something. Yeah. 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 450,000. No garage, you can see that. 3 days on the market. Judy Pierce in Long Beach on 2nd Street. 765,000, 2-bedroom, 2 bath, 1,200 square feet. Miss Dunn, this is beautiful. Where's Valley Village? Is that like LA somewhere? San Fernando Valley, right? Like Studio City, it comes from there, right? 2.5613. It's kind of unique, right? Grabs your attention, right? 4-bedroom, 5-bath, it looks like. 8,000 or 1,700 square foot lot, priced at 2.561 again. Beautiful work there. Listing pitches and buyer needs. Who has new listings they want to talk about? Any new listings coming up? Anything on the horizon? Got a call this morning from a agent who I used to work with. I think she's going to join us on the screen here. She has a lease coming up in Leimert Park, but I'll have more about that next week. Buyer needs. Buyers were pitching buyers to buy. Buyers to buy. Anybody want to pitch about Heidi?
Buyer that's looking for a multi-unit in the Long Beach area, preferably close to Long Beach State. She wants her daughter to live in it and then be able to rent out the other 2 units. And each unit needs to have two to 3 bedrooms. So if anyone has anything that. Let us know.
Terrific. How'd you get the buyer? Where did it come from?
Sphere.
Here. Okay. Good. We meet people, we put them in our database, we communicate with them until they buy or die. Yes? They're gonna do one or the other. They're gonna do one or the other. Right? We communicate with them until they buy or die. Has anyone ever prepared for a listing presentation and you studied and you got everything all lined up and you're ready to go and the seller had to reschedule? Well, that's happening to me today. So I was prepared, but I think I'm going to save this when we have more time. Who's read this? Right? Read this, right? The one thing, Garrett's book on identifying the thing that's important to you, identifying your purpose, your priorities, and then putting your productivity together. And I was going to talk about that today, but instead I'm going to wait until another meeting and just discuss that in more detail. But if you've not read that book, I think it's an excellent read. I'm the kind of person that, if I find out about it, it's exciting to me. I'm sure it's going to be exciting to you, so I'm going to share it with you. And that book is one such thing. It really helps identify what's important, and then you can organize around what's important. So take a look at that. And then maybe the next sales meeting or the meeting after that, we'll talk about that. Also, time blocking, organizing around your priorities, looking at your calendar. Our group, we meet Monday morning at 9 o'clock and do a Zoom call. And the number of things I will try to accomplish with that. But one is to make sure that we have a focus for what our week is going to look like, right? The things we want to accomplish during the week, because you, like me, would agree that this business will take off, right? If you're not careful, you'll either spend your time doing things that you shouldn't be doing, or you're spending your time doing nothing, kind of figuring out what you should do. I like on Sundays, I used to sit and watch 60 Minutes with my laptop and kind of prepare for the week. It's something on Max, right? But take your time block, have a productive schedule for the week so you can get things accomplished. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks. Let's bring up the Stearns Klein Fidelity National Title Group to talk about the class this afternoon. Round of applause today.
We're like, she has a computer.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. As Stephon mentioned real quickly, stay after the meeting. We're going to be doing a class today on marketing to baby boomers. So we'd love for you guys to stay after at 1:30. We're seeing in our business right now a tremendous amount of all transactions that are happening are with that baby boomer market. I'd say we're what, 60, 65 plus at least. Okay. So it's a really important
Sorry, what's that for? Say that again.
baby boomers.
65%, 70%
Our transactions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to show you in the class how to market to those baby boomers and how you can get that from our Fidelity Total Farm account, different things like that. So it'll be really good. Teely's going to show something in just a minute, but we have a very happy, sad, bittersweet announcement that we want to make to everyone. The happy part is Teely is getting married at the end of July. So we're so happy. The bittersweet sadness is, as you all know, she's from Australia, and I won't even try to attempt the Australian accent. But Tilly's from Australia, and she and her fiance have decided when they go back home to get married, they are gonna stay there, make that their home, and start their family and stay in Australia. And I can't say I can't blame her, but I'm just kidding. I mean, how wonderful to build your life. So we are super, it's super hard for us because we love her so much.
We're trying not to cry every day now.
Yeah.
Countdown began.
I know Tilly here, this was her forever. This is where, she was gonna be staying. And we worked our business. She's created a lot of really nice relationships with all of you. And we love her for that. And we just love our vibe and our whole, camaraderie that we have as a team. She's really like our family. And we're super sad to see her go.
But we're excited for her.
On the bright side, Caitlin and I are not going anywhere. 10 years. So, anything that you guys have like connected with on Teely, and we're always all, in the loop on everything behind the scenes. We know what's happening, but please feel free to reach out to myself, to Caitlin, and not to Teely. So with that being said, this is Teely's last Keller Williams Coastal meeting. So we're gonna have her do one more last show.
Yeah.
Just want to show you some things. I believe. Well, why don't you take it away, Teely? What you showing us today?
Okay, all right. So I know that I've showed you guys the Fidelity Agent 1. I've showed you a few different calculators. I did want to show you really quickly the Fidelity calculator buy now or buy later. This is a really great tool if you've had clients on the fence. They're saying, oh, I'm looking to buy when rates drop. Like, I just want to wait to see for rates to drop. This is a good way to show them. It's an interactive calculator that you can actually show them the benefit of buying now if they can afford the payment versus buying in 2 years with that interest rate drop, but the appreciation on the home and what that payment difference looks like. So in Fidelity Agent 1, this is the web-based version. The app, you're going to see the buyer, seller, calculators, and premium. That's going to be down the bottom of your phone when you're on the app, okay? So I've clicked on calculators. I'm in the buy now section. I'm going to go over this really quickly as well. So if you have questions, just come up to us after. I also did a recording of this today as well. So right away, I'm going to plug in the home price. So let's say they're looking at a home for $800,000. Down payment 10%. You can select whatever down payment. You can also do a dollar amount as well. And then the interest rate, that's going to be the average interest rate. Now, if you're working with Mike, you can go in there and plug in like today's interest rate. You can plug that in there, but that's just going to be the average, and that is updating. If you click on assumptions, you can see that you can change the term of the loan. You can add in a few different things in there as well. One thing to note is the taxes. You always want to click on the little gear, even if you're doing a buyer cost sheet, seller net sheet. You want to make sure you're in the correct city for the taxes. So just make sure that you take a look at that on there. But once you're done with that, we're going to click compute. And what this is going to show, this is just going to show a standard buyer cost sheet. So what the purchase price is, the loan amount, and then what their monthly payment is and how much they would need to bring to close. But if you scroll up here, you can see where it says appreciation next to buy now. When you click on appreciation, what that's going to show you is the home appreciation. So you can select an estimated future value. You can select if you want it to show appreciation in 2 years, 5 years, 1 year. Okay, so you can toggle between the plus button here. Now you can select it. It automatically adds the appreciation rate to 3.5. As you scroll down here, you can see this. We can actually toggle to be what maybe a certain area is appreciating more than other areas. So you can take a look at that. If you scroll down as well, this is actually going to give you what the experts predict for home prices. So you can see that there as well. And then right at the bottom, it says national average for home appreciation is 4.92% over the last 42 years. So that's from Freddie Mac. So this is a really great tool to interact with your clients. Now, when you click over to the next, the refi, because this is what we want to get to, is if they were to buy now and refi in 2 years, their purchase price was $800,000. Their refi loan is $705 with the interest rate of 6.25. Their monthly payment would be $5,521 versus if they purchased in 2 years at that future appreciated price with that same interest rate, the payment's going to be about $600 difference. Okay, so this is a really great way and a powerful tool for you guys to get your buyers off the fence and just show them some numbers. It's very interactive. So you can see it also shows the equity that they've built as well over those 2 years. So if you guys have questions, let us know. I did record a more detailed one today, so if you want the link for that, let us know. Cool, appreciate you all.
Thanks, Steve. Yes, it was, that really cool.
Yeah.
No. I said it was Keaton movie.
Excellent. Thank you, Rick. Let's bring up Lena from my NHD. Thank you. Lena, if you wanna-
Easy for you to say. Hi, everyone. Lena with my NHD. Since I have a lot of newbies in here, I'm gonna kind of take it back to the basics. Does everyone know what an NHD report is?
No.
No. Thank you. It's a natural hazard disclosure report. When you sell a property, the seller needs to disclose whether they're in a flood, fire, earthquake zone, landslide zone, any kind of natural hazard that affects that parcel, usually within 1 mile radius of the property. So I'm a third-party provider that provides you this information in a nice little report. And we guarantee our information because in the past, sellers were making these determinations incorrectly and there were lawsuits. So I'm here to protect you and keep you out of court. So where you get your information matters. And so I want to invite you to a class that I've had a few classes. Let's see who's taken my class here. Raise your hand. Okay, thank you very much. And look at him now. Okay, it's got, it's got something in escrow. So, and also go ahead and download our app. I'm working on a QR code for the screen so everyone can just download the app. Otherwise, you can go to myhascheck.com. Okay. Thank you. And I'll be here for the meeting.
Thank you, Lena.
You got it.
Anybody else remember when the seller used to provide that information? As if somehow the seller was a geologist and knew, like, whoa, that's, so it's really nice to have someone else have that responsibility, yes? And it relieves our sellers and it minimizes our risks for a whopping, how much? $74.95, right? The seller is transacting on a $860,000 item, and to provide protection is that. So let's bring up Mike. Hey, let's bring up Mike.
Good morning. Interest rates are on the next slide, so I'm sure that will be going here shortly. So last Tuesday afternoon, interest rates climbed because it was in anticipation of the Fed speech that happened the following day. Luckily, the Fed speech, everything sounded good and interest rates started to come down. And then on Friday was the big jobs report that we had all been waiting for. And the forecast was 243,000 jobs to be added to the economy. However, over the past month, the actual report came out with 175,000 jobs added, as well as the unemployment rate ticking up just slightly. So keep in mind, like Alex and I have been talking about, this is what we're mainly keeping a really close eye on right now is the employment situation, because there's a lot of economists out there right now who have run their models and they are telling us, look, it's just going to take a while for inflation to come down. And we know that the Fed has the other side of their responsibility, which is job stability. So as unemployment rises, interest rates, mortgage interest rates will come down well before the Fed makes any Fed funds rate changes. So what I really want everybody to just sink their teeth into is keep an eye out for different data points that are coming out. Like every time when Alex and I talk about that, whether there's a jobs report coming out or an inflation report coming out, because the more you kind of give that heads up to your clients that, hey, something big is happening on this day with mortgage rates, it keeps you engaged with them. Because I had a conversation with an agent this morning who was telling me how, because interest rates are high, a lot of buyers are kind of disengaging and they're waiting for rates to come down. But a lot of people when they say that, I'm waiting for rates to come down, consumers actually mean I'm waiting for the media to tell me that the Fed funds rate has come down. By that time, they're already too late. We're already in a multiple offer situation. Interest rates have already come down. So let's be the local area experts and keep people informed immediately as soon as mortgage rates come down. Because we're going to know that news well before the rest of the US population. So keep that, it's kind of like putting the carrot out in front of them, letting them know, hey, this is the next thing we're keeping an eye on. This is the next thing that's coming up. So it builds that anticipation in when wonderful things happen like Friday. I'm talking about the interest rates coming down, not the people who lost their jobs. When the interest rates came down, there was a lot of our clients, my clients and Alex's clients, that were very happy to lock a lower interest rate. So let's keep cheering that on, and interest rates should be coming down soon. Is what we're thinking.
Thanks, Mike. Client is waiting for interest rates to come down and prices to do what? Right? So what I hear you saying, Bob, is that you want a lower interest rate, but you want to pay more for the house? Right? Showing the appreciation that's in that tool, right? Our job, I think, is to de-emphasize, if you will, the things that we don't believe are beneficial for our client to consider. And that is and it's sort of like gas prices, because gas prices are in your face every day, all day, right? You know that concept, right? We're so aware, like, where's gas prices right now? What are we doing? Right? It's $5.55 or whatever. We see them all the time. We're kind of consumed with them. Interest rates are the same thing, right? Interest rates go down, prices go up. Marry the house, date the mortgage interest rate, right? Marry the house, meaning commit to it. I don't know if you guys know what that means on that. Commit to it. Oh, what does commit mean, you say? Right? Who are the faces? Those are the people that have signed up?
Yeah, those are-
Whoa, congratulations. Round of applause to those people. Oh, right. All right. There's a ton of information and training. If you were to ask Gary Keller, he would tell you that Keller Williams is a training and consulting company, right? And so we have training every day, all day, no matter, where you are or in physically and where you are in your journey professionally. There's a lot to offer for you. I think, in my humble opinion, Bold is a can't miss, right? Whether you go once or whether you go 3 times, or I think Minnie's gone 10 times or something, 7 times for Mahogany, right? Whether you go once or whether you go 20 times, go once. If you haven't gone, go once. It's going to be my first time. I'm looking forward to it. But you can tell from the emphasis that's brought to it that it's meaningful, right? And it's important. So look forward to having everybody participate in that. Here are the days. The first day is June 13th. I believe that is a introduction, sort of tip your toe in the water for one day, see what you feel about it, how you think about it, and then commit to it. Again, commit, you guys, okay. June 27th, 2 weeks later, and then July 11th, 2 weeks later, and then every Thursday thereafter until August 8th. It's from 9 till 3. The location is still being worked out, however, it is going to be good for us. Oh, go.
I have a sign-up sheet. This is for the first steps only. So it is free. Location is to be determined, but it's hopefully going to be somewhere in Long Beach. So we will register you. If you sign up here, so you don't have to worry about it. But then you could evaluate to see if you want to do the whole coaching program. So definitely sign up if you can. I'll pass.
Thank you for that. Training and events. I'm going to power through these this afternoon, 1:30. Talked about that. Richard is hosting the regional dialogue off practice tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 8th. So tomorrow,
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay, tomorrow. And then the competition's the 22nd, 29th. See Richard for more details. Carpool for Thursday.
Yeah, so we're going to carpool to Redgate. So it's gonna be at the Zavaria Community Garden on 10th Street, close to Park and Eximino. And it's very compact area, limited parking. So you can meet here, and then we'll just carpool together. You can still sign up, but we do need you to register. Just like Summer, I know that you're gonna come. They are gonna provide handmade pizzas for each person. They have a chef there, they have a stone oven. So everyone's gonna get their own pizza, totally customized. We're gonna have 3 different shifts from 9 to 12. And definitely participate if you can. You still can say.
Terrific. One day, the entire company from coast to coast puts on a red shirt. I'm sorry, from shore to shore.
All around the world, globally.
That would be shore to shore.
Sure.
One day, the entire company globally puts on our red shirts and we do something for someone other than ourselves. At the end of the day, you get to pick and choose what that is. We're giving a little bit back to nature, but the power of it for me kind of gives me a little bit of yeah, right? It does. Just the mere, power of it. I'm excited about it. So that's good. Stephon and Richard's role play, going viral with social media. Kelly McHugh Lopes is going to talk about that, and personal development and family kayaking on Sunday, May 26th. I think we got that together. We're going to meet at 10 a.m. I'm excited about this. For those of us that do a lot of stand-up presentations and speaking, it's always good to sharpen your skills, learn new tricks and trades. So I'm looking forward to that class. It's in Torrance, right? Forward to that. Book club. The book club meets on Thursdays, right? Or May 30th. I think they start at 5 and then they end, I think when the video runs out, right? So from 5 to 6, Monday Morning Leadership is the book that they're discussing to this.
Yeah, books should be in the next couple of days. They were ordered last week.
Terrific.
Summer.
I don't know about you, but I like smart people in my life. Anybody else? Anybody else have an affinity for smart people? I don't know. So when I got here and I saw that they had a book club, I thought, man, this is cool, right? There's nothing wrong with being smart. So participate, have fun with it, and then that's it. You guys have a choice. You guys have a choice in how you do your business and how you spend your time. And on Tuesday, you choose to be here, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you for your time. Have a great day, everybody. So,
No, if you get once a year, but they is once a year.
I can't imagine that. Thanks for your help.
Sorry about that.
No, thanks for your help. No, that's good. Thanks for your help. Appreciate it. Absolutely.